Hi, everybody. Will Alexander here from Dog Show Tips, brought to you by Canine Chronicle TV and Pro Plan. Today, we're talking to Michael Canalizo right after the big show in Florida. So we're going to find out exactly how things went down. Hi, everybody. Will here with a post show of the national championship. So I have Michael Canalizo back. Michael, you must be exhausted, but it sure seemed like it went flawlessly. So,
Well, and from all aspects, it really was probably one of the best ones we've ever held. As indeed, it was our largest.
oh my gosh, yeah, it was so exciting. After Best in Show, I've never done this before. I called my friend Luke and I cheered on, and it was a lot of fun. So a lot of fun. It was exciting to even watch on TV, which is being aired. Where is it being aired?
We'll be on the ABC network on Sunday, New Year's Eve day,
What day?
31st of December. I think it's 2 p.m. East Coast time.
Right, well, that's tomorrow. Um,
No, a week, 31st. Tomorrow's the 24th.
oh, I'm thinking of
You're
Christmas Eve.
you're
Sorry, New Year's
confusing
Eve.
Christmas with New
Uh,
Year's, and
I,
you're the one that think I'm in exhaust mode.
So, give me your overall impression. I want to know what you think.
Well, just so you realize that show takes 4 days to create. It's massive amount of marking off for the grooming areas and the rings and letting the carpet down and starting the production for the arena, getting agility set up, getting obedience set up, getting fast cat set up. And I think the secret to the success of the show is at this point, I have each department. Agility does their thing, obedience does their thing, fast cat does their thing, diving dogs does their thing, and it. They all understand. They all bring it forward, and they all succeed in what they do. I'm the guy that everybody has to report back to that the things are getting done in the way that the timeline wants it to. And it's always been the mantra: if you build it, they'll come. And people
Mm.
say to me all the time, why do these rings have to be so big? And why are these aisles so wide? And for me, and it kind of dates back, and there's no disrespect to one of the most venerable shows in the country, in the world. Losing the breed 10 years in a row at Westminster with a big moving dog in a small ring was always very difficult. And I don't care if you're a good mover, if you're a bad mover, if you're a big mover, you need a place to show that dog off. And I think people understand that they're never going to be shorted that opportunity. So they come, and they come with great dogs. I mean, we have almost I would probably predict almost 80% of the top 20 dogs in the country, plus a lot of class dogs now at this point. And a particularly note is we get a lot of low entry, seldom seen breeds in a large number. I mean, we even had 8 Chinooks. I don't even think in Canada you've had 8 Chinooks
Yeah, I don't think so
in
either.
one competition. Their national specialty had an entry of 6. And the dog was in the group, and he was so representative, and people got to see. We had every breed entered, which is always a milestone to achieve. And something like every state and DC and Puerto Rico, and I think 13 countries. And behind the scenes, the people from the foreign countries come because one, they know we can do the USDA Health International Health Certificate for them. So that's a process, and most of the ones that are international travelers know that they can come in and have it done before with enough turnaround time to get themselves home. Plus, Orlando is a destination place. People come, they do the attractions, they get a little dose of warm weather, This year wasn't so much that it was warm. We did have rain for the first time this year in a significant way, but that
Oh, really? Oh, yes, I did hear that.
didn't seem to affect it. The we have the Sidecon crew with Harry's guys in the orange jackets, and they get them in, they get them out. We had contingency plans in place in case it was severe weather. So we do what we have to do, and the team gets it done expeditiously and calmly. I mean, our group is very professional. I mean, there was a cluster of shows also in Florida, a major cluster. And there's always going to be something. It's the minutia that kills you, by the way. It's the little things. It's someone's vendor sticking out 5 feet further than the next one, or this motorhome's too close to another one. And, little silly things that you have to deal with, and we deal with them properly and calmly. And I remember someone telling me that there was another show and some official was in the face of someone screaming and yelling and carrying on. And the guy just looked up at him and says, "Cut it out. Michael Canalizo runs a show 10 times bigger than this, and I've never heard him raise his voice once." And that's part of the thing. It's an important AKC event, it's an important Royal Canin event. And the people there want to make everybody comfortable. They want to follow the rules, have everyone have a good time, have a successful experience, and there's no room for pettiness. We deal with what we have to deal with, and sometimes it's a little bit more official, and we hand that over to the reps and the show committee to take care of, and they do that calmly and smoothly, and people come and have a good time.
And it seems
They
like they
they
did.
know the rules, and if you were to ask me another element for anybody that's putting on shows of this size and scope, don't change things up a lot. People know what door to come into. They know which side is here, where the vendors are, where the food is, where the grouping is. And as long as you don't change it too much, they deal with it. You change it up too much overnight, then you're going to have people turned around and
No, that's definitely
complain.
true. Well, we're creatures of habit, so, like, when I go there, I know where the food is, I know what door I'm coming in at, it's just one of those things that you know where to pull your truck up. I don't have to do that anymore, but I knew where to pull my truck up, I knew where the line was, I knew where I could get coffee, so it all stayed the same. What I did enjoy about it, though, Michael, was I enjoyed the international flavor of it all because we had some class dogs that were competitive for best of breed, and it was fun to see. Yeah, and I remember, remind me the old days of Westminster when we had competitive class dogs in Westminster. One would pull off a breed win, and that happened there. So that was always fun. So,
Well, we got a foot up on that when the World Challenge came to the national championship, and that was an exciting time. And it wasn't. It was decisions, corporate decisions that kind of took it out. It was an expensive thing, and the structure of the company changed, and the new company moving forward didn't seem as that was an important aspect, but it brought those people in. They saw the event, and they keep coming back. The same way we keep going back to Crush, another wonderful event. Or I try to hit every world show I can. These are bucket list items, and we're the new kid on the block. What we've done in 23 years has gotten us in the top three events of the world, without a doubt.
oh, there's no question there. But when you saw, even all week long, when you saw the best in show winners and you saw total entry the dogs entered that day, it was astounding. It's amazing what could actually happen in that span of that week of shows if some dog decided to win all those shows.
Yeah, and if I was to say anything that is a question I get a lot, and I understand it. And the very beginning, the national championship didn't intend to, but we kind of set a pattern of rotating from Florida to Long Beach and back to Florida and back to Long Beach until this venue became available to us to the size that we could handle as the show was growing. And understand that we've created this an entire convention for dogs. We have dog judges seminars, we have club meetings, we have annual things happening down there, just aside from the confirmation and the
Yeah.
performance events. And luckily, 2 weeks later, I'm going out next week to the fourth and fifth largest dog shows of the country in Palm Springs with entries of over 3,000. So the East Coast is 1 week, 3 weeks later. After a couple of holidays, you have the West Coast with the premier events. So it's, and a lot of people from the East Coast will be making a trek out there
Oh,
to
that's a
start.
wonderful
You
show.
know, we end dog show calendar on a high note, and Palm Springs starts a new one. So it's good for everybody,
It
and
really is.
I think more people realize that.
No, it's a wonderful event. Palm Springs has become one of my very favorite destinations as well. That's such a great show to attend. Just the beauty of it alone, as
Yeah.
long as the weather stays good. So I haven't been there for bad weather yet, though.
No, you weren't there for the wind event, but
No,
yeah, we're dog people. We can handle anything.
no, for sure. So any plans? I know it's early. It's early to even think about it, but are you thinking about next year already?
Thinking we're into 25.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, we have a extended contract on the facility, and that's going to be our home for a good number of years.
But is there anything new you can share with us or no?
New? Um, I don't see anything new. The event was structured around the three national championships in conformation, obedience, and agility. We've added some other performance events like Fast Cat and the Diving Dogs. What has grown with each and every year are the juniors competitions in each of those things, and that's always good and healthy for the sport. Uh, it's very it's. I get more and more requests to have a specialty. In the beginning, I sent letters to every single specialty club in Florida saying, "Do you want to join a Friday day?" And minimal amount, responded. And now, it's hard to just to they everybody wants to, and it's hard to invite them all. But we do have some options for a one-time national. We'll accept them in, and it's a nice bridge. We get a lot of terrier specialties, and the working group and the herding group club are on Friday. Otherwise, they'd go from Thursday to Sunday. Without a day, 2 days to show. So it works out perfectly well.
It sure does. It's refreshing. Like all this talk over the years about the declining entry. So when we see an event like this one, it's refreshing for the sport. It really is. You see everybody come together and from all over the world, and we get a number like we got this year. It's
Yeah.
wonderful. It really is. No other word for it.
Yeah, well, there are things that are involved with the show that the public may not be aware of. People who live in Florida seem to know that week of shows doesn't count in the point count averaging that for needing majors and things. It wouldn't be fair because they get such large entries.
Right.
So I mean, we try and be as objective and equal handed. Otherwise, Florida would need more dogs for competition than anywhere else in the country.
Yeah, that would make it difficult. But like I said, such a wonderful event. I'm looking forward to watching the broadcast now that I know when it is. So I was going to sit by the TV tomorrow and watch, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah. Um, no, it's read the AKC website. Everything is put on that website. I mean, the RV lot opened up in June, I think June, and there were still people that don't go. And or luckily, I was able to secure an extra patch of grass for an exorbitant amount of money to accommodate 20 more RVs that came off the wait list. But we have to empower yourself for these sort of things. I say this to the sometimes the quite famous handlers. If you were that inattentive and you were my stockbroker, you'd be fired. You know, we put this stuff out there, and the vendor list goes out in early July. The RV, the hotel list goes up in September. And it's there for you to utilize. There's no reason. Same thing for the assigned grooming, where if you have four more entries, You can get a spot that you can configure yourself. Not that there's not enough room for everybody. We provide power and we do a crate table lane, and everyone's allowed to bring one X pen per setup. This is one for concerns of health. Again, people that don't attend the show or have never been to the show or have no intentions of going to the show have all these things to say about it. I can I ask the vets every day, anything with any dog's illness, nothing, nothing. One lady brought a dog, said, "Can you tell me if this is a cough?" And it wasn't the diagnosis. And knock on wood, we have a bunch of the show going public is pretty uh, healthy dogs, and they have the right amount of vaccinations. We were proactive. We required that they have the vaccines and everything. So we do the best we can, and the people do the best they can, and hopefully we have nice, safe events. You're forgetting this is the event that was put on during COVID at, towards the end. And when the health department came, they said, "You're the only convention happening the entire country, and it's probably the safest place to be with our protocol." And it wasn't so much that we wanted to put on the show. I think we needed to let the dog show people know we're all together. I told the vendors, I said, it may not be your best for business, but you got to look each other in the eye and know you're still there. And the whole dog show sport, moved forward from that point on.
Yeah, that's a great attitude. So, and you're off to Palm Springs then, obviously. So are you
Yes,
judging there?
I am. I'm
Oh,
doing
good. Excellent.
boxer specialty in the hound group at one of the group shows there.
Oh, good.
But
It's a
yeah,
wonderful show. And you're all ready for Christmas?
yeah, I'm a Florida, New York, transit person. So I'm doing my Florida Christmas tonight, and tomorrow I fly to New York for my New York Christmas, and then back here, and then to Palm Springs. Then I go to Philippines for their largest Asian show, like 5 days of shows there with a real international panel. And it will be, I'm going for two reasons. One, it's a country I've never been to, and I've been to 40 countries in the last 12 or 13 years. But I want to see how they put on a show.
Sure.
We can learn from each other. They come to our event to see how it goes. I mean, I see clubs all over the country putting out boxes of tape for the ringside crates to come up and then leave. And it's a healthy environment to see what I may come back with something new and different. You know,
Great.
so,
Well, that's great. Well, I really appreciate your time, Michael, coming and letting us know how things went because we all saw how it went, but I wanted to hear it right from the boss's mouth. So,
yeah, no, it was great. I mean, which is as nice. I've been working with the same people in Orlando in the facility itself since day one. I've had with a few changes at a certain level, but they find our event to be so unique and so special, and they all love it. And we have a very good working relationship with the city of Orlando, and the facility is beautiful.
oh my God, yeah.
We do have issues with people kind of taking in consideration of the grounds and such as we'd like them to, but we survive it. We have enough staff. Sergio and the crew do a great job of keeping the place clean as possible. I mean, we're talking an event with 20 dedicated X pens indoors, four of them on the docks, two sets tented outside with a 40-foot area of sod to walk on, and everyone's allowed to have an X pen in their setup. So there's no reason we should have a waste problem, but somehow people manage to cluster around the doorways and between the smoking and letting the dogs pee. So we put up snow fencing. It's not the most attractive, but it stayed up all week and it rectified the problem.
Oh,
It's an
yeah.
easy fix. They don't want to meet us halfway. We'll take it from there. And so like I said, the minutia. Five pooper scoopers stolen within the first 48 hours. Just to kill 'em. I mean, I could review security. The whole building has got 24-hour surveillance inside and out. Do I want to know that, my best friend is walking away with pooper scoopers? No, I really don't. I just wish they'd understand that it's for everybody's use.
Mhm.
What can I say? But everybody has, it's great, great event. You know, the judges are excited, the exhibitors are excited. You know,
Well, good. I look forward to next year, and don't forget that it's being aired on the New Year's Eve at 2 o'clock on ABC.
correct.
I got
Yes.
it.
All right, and thank you. And you have a happy holidays, Will.
You too, Michael, and I'm sure I'll
Uh,
see you somewhere down the road.
I'm sure. Okay, take care.
You too. What an incredible event. Don't forget it's airing on ABC on New Year's Eve at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Don't miss it. It'll be great. Michael's going to spend time editing that, I'm sure. Um, on behalf of Dog Show Tips, Canine Chronicle TV, and Pro Plan, we'd like to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a very safe and happy holidays. See you next time.